Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all a story about how my homeboy got turned out. So I was about 15 and I had a homeboy who was 17. His name was Velvin. You hear me? Velvin was dark skinned, like dark like Wesley Snipes, you hear me? He had green eyes though. He was about 5'10", almost 5'11. But he was a ladies' man, you hear me? Ladies used to look at his eyes and get mesmerized, you hear me? I'm talking about he could talk a female out her panties before she put them on in the morning. So one day on the weekend, Velvin also played basketball too. He was on the basketball team. So Velvin asked me one day, he was like, "Hey man, what you doing this weekend?" I'm like, "Shit, I ain't got no plan. I was gonna go to my granddaddy's house out there in North Memphis." You hear me? But I was like, "Shit, I think I'm gonna stay home. What's up?" He said,
We got another Dusty story time with y'all, man. I guess since he found out his homeboy was getting busted, I don't know for sure. I really don't know the story for real because I haven't listened to it yet. I just saw the title. I'm like, oh, this seemed like a good story. So, but one thing I do know is that it's a Dusty story. So let's get to it.
"Hey man, you try to slide over here with me and my girl, her friend in town. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got no man." I said, "Yeah." So I go over there that night. You hear me? We all having a good little time. We playing the Xbox 360.
So those testosterone testing places are just ripping people off?
Yep, they test you later in the day when your testosterone levels drop.
The 360. So we playing the Xbox 360 and all that. You hear me? And they be like, "Shit, I'm trying to get high." So at the time, Velvin and his girlfriend smoked weed. You hear me? I didn't participate in the weed or none of that. It just wasn't my style. You hear me? But I did, smoke weed probably like 3 years, 4 years ago. But anyway, so it wasn't my style. So I'm just sitting there, you know what I'm saying? Me and the chick, we over here on the couch. We end up going to the bedroom, you know what I'm saying, do what we do. You hear me? So anyway, we get done all that. We back on the couch in the living room, and Velvin and his girlfriend that's looking up at the sky, high as hell, hold the hands like this and laughing. You hear me? So we like, damn, all right. So we end up dipping that night, you know what I'm saying? He got him a little cootie coo, little cutty. You hear me? He got that pocketbook and got some change. You hear me? So we high five. We talking all about it and all that. So, you know what I'm saying? We go ahead to go to our houses. And then we link up the next day. So Vel was like, "Shit, man. What you trying to do?" At this point, it's Sunday. I'm like, "Shit, I mean, we can mob around." You know what I'm saying? That's what we call walking. We can mob around the hood, do what you want to do. So he was like, "All right." So while we mobbing, we see his brother. His brother RJ is a local but big drug dealer. You know what I'm talking about? He sell cocaine and he sell weed. So everybody knows RJ. Everybody knows everybody. So we ran into RJ. We like, "Man, what's up with it?" So you know what I'm saying? He dapping me up. You know what I'm saying? Give a brother a hug, asking us what we getting into. So I'm like, "Shit, we just mobbed around, enjoying the Sunday. What you finna get into?" Watch part two.
It's crazy how I be in the hood. Niggas don't be doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Let's just go mob around the hood. It's crazy. That's how I be though.
Part two of how my homeboy got turned out. Yeah, we linked up with RJ. RJ was like, "Shit, y'all trying to roll with me?" You hear me? So we like, "Hell yeah, we go get on us some hoes." So he was like, "Shit, get up in the car." So Velvin let the seat, you know what I'm saying? It was a two-seater because at the time RJ had like this black on black Regal and it was a two-seater. So Velvin slid the look, you know what I'm saying, the seat up. I hopped in the back. It was black on black, black ass windows. The inside was like that little furry black, you hear me? Like it's black, but it felt like fur. And then the outside was like a candy chrome black. But anyway, um, so we driving, you hear me? We don't know where the hell we going. Talking about we got the window down, you hear me? We hopping down on females. RJ doing donuts sometimes. And so it was a good ass day. So we pull up to this house out here in Westwood. So where we was at was in Fraser, which is in North Memphis, and we drove probably like 35 minutes to Westwood, which is down there on the borderline of Mississippi and Memphis. So we pull up to this house. I'm talking about it was in a nice ass neighborhood. You hear me? And the whole time we driving, RJ not telling us where we going. You hear me? So we found out shortly that we was at his plug house. And when I'm telling this house, You wouldn't even suspect it. It wasn't too big. It wasn't too fancy. It didn't have no fancy cars in the down driveway. I mean, it had a Lexus, and I think it had like a a Lexus, and I'd probably say like an Expedition. You know, back in the days, everybody had Expeditions. So RJ hops out the car. He like, I'm gonna be right back. We like, all right. So we had the radio up, you know what I'm saying? Cause RJ had the 12s in the back. So we, you know what I'm saying? We, So we like, okay. So RJ peep his head out the door. Like, hey man, turn it down, son, turn it down. So we like, all right, say less. So we just sitting there talking, you know what I'm saying? Got the music in the background like a movie. You hear me? So all of a sudden, we see that bad little bitch come out the house. I'm talking shower. Bad, finger looking good. Need to be on the KFC commercial. You hear me? So I was like, shit, I'm finna hop down on that. I said, shit, nigga, man, move on. Let me get in the passenger seat. You feel me? So it look like this our car. So when we parked in front of the house, and we see this red bone walking down the street. So we right here, she walking down the street. So Velvin like, shit, man, what's up? So he get to rapping with her and shit. You know what I'm saying? She had a gorgeous ass smile. So he got her number. You feel me? So they like, all right, we can link up later. The whole time she thinking this is his car. And her name was Sade. So remember that. Brother name, RJ.
Sade.
Velvin, Sade. Watch part 3. And my brother got them. I'm like, shit, you know what I'm saying? It made sense. So I remember like yesterday, the last day of school, you feel me? After we left the place, part 3, my homeboy got turned out. So after RJ dropped us back off in the hood after we left the plug house, Velvin like, shit, what you finna do? I'm like, shit, I'm finna go up in the crib, watch Bernie Mac. Who you with? So he was like, I'm finna go text Sade. So I'm like, all right. So about a week or two passed, he knocks up on the door.
Want to try tirzepatide?
So this is tirzepatide, and it is the #1 weight loss medication available right now. This is not only a GLP-1, but a GIP medication, which means it hits 2 hormones at once. So if
My mom opens up the door, you know what I'm saying? He tells her good morning, kisses her on the jaw, runs to the room. He like, man, guess what? I'm like, man, what is it? He like, man, how come Sade? It's the plug's little sister, you feel me? My brother's plug is her big brother. Damn, for real? He like, yeah, and she 20 years old, you hear me? She ain't even no teen, shot at 20. I'm like, damn, okay. Cause he's 17, I'm 15. I'm like, okay then. So he like, man, damn, bro, I knew I looked at him like, shit, okay. So he was like, but she told me keep it on the low because she doesn't want what we doing to affect what her brother and my brother got. I'm like, shit, you know what I'm saying? It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember like yesterday, the last day of school, you feel me? And like I told y'all, Sade thinking that his brother's car, the RJ car, is his car. Because that motherfucker was fresh as hell, you feel me? So she thinking that's his car. So she hitting my ass up like, shit, you know what I'm saying? Come pull up on me tonight. So he like, all right, I got you, babe. So he ends up asking RJ, can he use the car? So RJ like, nah, not today, little bro. You know what I'm saying? I got something to do in the morning, early in the morning. I don't need you driving the car. So he like, damn, bro, I ain't gonna fuck it up. He like, nah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Wait till after tomorrow when I get done doing what I need to do, I'll let you get the keys. You feel me? He like, but you really need a car. You feel me? Because RJ had 2 whips. Really, he had 3. One of them was getting worked on. He had like a 2004 Malibu or a 2004 Malibu, and then he had the Regal. He like, shit, take the keys to the Malibu, you feel me? And I'll let you drive the Regal tomorrow. So RJ, he smokes weed and he snorts powder. So he end up passing out on the couch, you hear me? So how come Velvin ends up sneaking his keys? He waits 10 minutes to see if he gonna wake up. He sneaks his keys and he goes to Westwood to pick up Sade. So when he pick up Sade, he takes her to Dixie Cream, which is a 24-hour spot that you eat at. That shit fire as hell. So he gets them something to eat,
Dixie
and then they end up driving to the park. You hear me? Near downtown Memphis, I think. Yeah, near downtown Memphis, I think on Riverside. So how come they end up fucking in a two-door? I don't know how the fuck they fucking up in the damn two-door. That motherfucker was smart, but they end up fucking. So as they fucking, they see a car pull up with the headlights. You hear me? So they hurry up putting on their clothes and mine. Watch part 4, see what's going on. This is part 4 of how my homeboy got turned out. As Velvin and Sade put on their clothes, somebody get out the car and walk towards the driver's side and knock on his window. He can't see because the window is foggy from them breathing and having sex. So he rolled down the window. It's his brother RJ. He know RJ high as hell because he got some little coke in his nostril. So before he could say, "What's up, bro?" RJ done hit his ass. So he pulled Velvin out the car. He started beating and stumping on Velvin. While he doing that, he telling Velvin, like, "So you gonna steal my shit? Didn't I tell your ass not to touch my car? Why the fuck you taking my car for?" What Velvin ain't know was RJ had some dope in the trunk that he was gonna sell in the morning. That's why he told Velvin, do not take his car. So RJ kicking and stumping on Velvin, and Velvin said, he was like, "Sade, you ain't gonna help me? You ain't gonna help me?" So RJ stopped. He look in the car.
How you gonna look for a girl to help you, bro? Like, hey, you ain't gonna help me? That's diabolical, bro.
He see Sade right there. So he said, "Man, you ain't nothing but a hoe. You ain't nothing but a bitch. You go fuck on my little brother when you know that you pregnant with my baby." So Velvin like, "Man, I didn't know, bro. I promise I ain't know." So he kicked Velvin in the mouth. Blink. So when he did that, Sade got out the car. She like, "I ain't no motherfucker bitch." And before you know it, RJ just hit her ass on her nose and bust all this shit. So then he ended up grabbing the keys from Velvin, getting in his car and driving off. And the car that pulled up behind them, I guess they dropped him off because they ended up leaving and going the opposite direction. So Sade ended up calling her brother, which is the plug, to come pick her and Velvin up. Sade telling her brother what happened, how like RJ pulled up, started beating on her, how he broke her nose. So the plug like, "This is little brother in the back seat." And she like, "Yeah." So he ended up calling RJ. He ain't pick up the first time. So he called him again. He picks up. So he like, "Yeah, pussy, I got your little brother in the back seat." So Velvin said he could hear RJ saying, "Man, fuck him, fuck you, and fuck that dirt ass bitch." So the plug like, "For real? So you gonna call my sister a bitch?" He said, "Hell yeah, man, fuck that bitch. All y'all bitches could die. Suck my dick." And he said, "And you ain't getting shit. I ain't paying for shit. This my dope." So the plug was like, "Man, look, you playing my money. They're just like playing with God. We ain't gonna do that shit. Go ahead and pay my motherfucking money." So he said, "Man, hell no, fuck you." And hung up. So Velvin said, "Man, the plug driving fast as hell. He keep looking back." He like, so my motherfucking sister a bitch, huh? She a hoe, huh?" Velvin said, "No, I ain't say none of that." He said, "So my sister a bitch? So my sister a bitch?" So my Velvin said before he could say no, plug reached back with the gun, hit his ass. Blink, hit his ass right there in his temple and knocked him out. Man, you gotta watch part 5.
Same old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7.
Introducing the new 2-in-1 ED plus testosterone treatment through Hims. This daily dual-action pill includes prescription strength tadalafil for longer-lasting erections and to help you feel younger, stronger, and more energized. Plus zinc to naturally support your testosterone levels. Hims is 100% online, so you can enjoy convenience with discretion. See why 73% of users report having more spontaneous intimacy with daily treatment. Get your edge back with ED plus testosterone support. Start today at hims.com.
This is part 5, how my homeboy got turned out. So look, my homeboy Velvin is in the shed, butt naked, ankles to wrist, tied up. And said that the plug came up in there with 2 other dudes and they started beating on Velvin. They was like, "Okay, so my sister, you know what I'm saying, y'all gonna call my sister." So he said, "No, bro, I promise I ain't mean nothing like that." You know what I'm saying? My emotions was going high. He said, "Shut up." And they started sticking him all up in his ribs, hitting him all up in his mouth and everything. Said he bleeding, he spitting out blood. And then the plug, "Nigga, did I tell you to spit on my floor? Did I tell you to spit on my floor?" And hit his ass again. Boom. So they ended up calling their brother. They was like, "Yeah, Shannon, we got your brother over here. What you gonna do about it? And bring that you owe me." He said, Velvin said he heard his brother over there going out. Man, what? He ain't getting man, you, him, and bitch that you call your sister. So he said, "Oh yeah." So Velvin brother was like, "Yeah." So he said, "Okay." The plug was like, "Okay, Well, put your mouth to your ears and listen to this. I said, man, they just started beating on, boom, boom, boom. And Velvin was like, man, please, bro, I'm sorry, bro, please. I ain't mean nothing like that. He said, no. And he hung up, plunk. So,
wait, so he that mad at his brother for taking his car? You that mad? He's for just... Alright, man.
the plug was like, okay. So y'all, it's like calling my sister, Chum. He said, nah, bro, I love your sister. I love your sister. He said, okay. We gonna see how much you love after this. So they all left out. Velvin was like probably like 40 minutes gone past. They came up in that joint. Just the two dudes this time. He said, man, from the looks of it, he could see their legs, but they huge. You hear me? He said, man, their legs about that big. If he, you know what I'm saying, he could describe. He said, man, it's about that big, cause like I said, he wrists to ankles, so he can't really look up like that. He can't look up so far. He said, man, they was like, so you like call my niece a chum? He's like, no, I promise I didn't. So he said, so my big homie lying? He said, no, he not. He said, so you admitting to it? He's like, no, I didn't mean nothing like that, bro. He said, man, shut up. It hit my homeboy Velvin again. After my code, he was already weak. He said, man, he woke up and they was greasing themselves up and they ran up in him. He's like, man, he cried, he begged for his life. He like, I promise I ain't gonna tell nobody, please let me go, please don't do this. He said, man, I ain't worried about that. They said, man, it was just so much blood and feces running down his leg. He said, he ain't never smelled nothing like that before. Never. He just begging them to kill him. They was like, nah, we gonna keep you alive, bitch ass nigga. Listen.
Hey, I be telling y'all, them niggas in the hood, they really be, hey, they probably got turned out in prison. They be out, and then they get out and still be, you feel me, playing for the other team. That happens a lot, bro. I'm telling y'all. So, y'all YNs, bro, y'all better get ready. But if that, hey, man, I ain't even say that. Hey.
At 6, how my homeboy got turned out. So after they got done violating him, Dad just scrubbed his head, kissing all behind his ears and his neck. Vil was like, man, he was just so weak, he couldn't do nothing. He was just looking for anything to kill himself, any glass he could eat. He said he was begging them to kill him. He was like, nah, we got you, baby. Ain't nobody gonna kill you. He said they kissing on his neck. He just felt so disgusted. He said, you ever felt so disgusted in your life?
Disgusting.
They said that the plug came up in there, they left out. He was like, man, your brother disrespected me by running off and saying he ain't gonna pay me. And you disrespected me even 2 times harder by disrespecting my family. He said, I don't care how many dudes, how big, how long, how short, how stubborn they is. You go work, and that ass is gonna make that money for me. He said, man, he was gone for about 2 days. And like we said, he was a womanizer. So we didn't know if he was over some other female house. We didn't know anything. Only person who knew something was his brother. And that pussy ass nigga skipped town. Nigga gone. You heard me? He let his own brother go through.
RJ a hoe for that. You gonna let your brother go for that, for taking your car? And you just gonna leave? Man, please.
Hell. Velvin was like, man, he done woke up. Sometimes it was 2 niggas, 1 nigga right there. And every time they'd tell him, look at me, ooh, I love your eyes. Said they would talk to him like he was a female.
Hi, I'm Nicole Hockley from Sandy Hook Promise. I know this is hard to hear, but it's important. The shooter who murdered my son carried an AR-15 into an elementary school and killed 26 people in approximately 4 minutes. In those 4 minutes, he was able to shoot 154 rounds. 5 of those bullets hit my 6-year-old son, Dylan, and in an instant, my boy was gone. Right now, Congress is considering legislation to make purchasing assault weapons illegal. This is important and will save a lot of lives. It could have saved the life of my son. So please, sign the petition and demand Congress take action against assault weapons. Help us save lives today. Thank you.
Have you ever wondered how the world's currencies are traded? The foreign exchange market, also known as the Forex market, is the largest and most liquid financial market in the world. It's a marketplace where currencies from all over the globe are bought and sold in pairs. A currency pair is a quote that shows the value of one currency in relation to another. For example, the British pound against the US dollar is one of many currency pairs that can be traded with Forex.com. The value of individual currencies change over time, often second to second, and speculative traders can take advantage of these changes by buying and selling at the appropriate times in order to make a profit. However, as the market is constantly fluctuating and can move against you at any time, this can also result in losses. What drives the value of currencies? Interest rates and inflation are two of the most important factors. The value of an individual currency will also reflect the demand for it. Traders can profit from the fluctuations between currencies as they strengthen or weaken relative to one another. The Forex market is by far the largest, most liquid market in the world. In fact, it's larger than all the other global financial markets combined. Every day, trillions of dollars are exchanged on the Forex market. The Forex market is open 24 hours a day, 5.5 days a week, making it incredibly accessible to traders at all levels of experience, around the clock. Thanks for watching. Please like or subscribe to our YouTube channel for more trading education content.
Said, man, he was going through, he said it happened so long and it was just so many that after a while he just got numb to it. Say he just got numb to it, man. She said, it's like you hate something so much that you start to like it. And this is what was going on. So one day, he was up in this shit, I think about probably like a day later after all this, you know what I'm saying? A day later after all them dudes, numerous dudes going up in him. He said, one of them, This I know it's a small world, but it's also a fucked up world. Remember that girl that he invited me over there to talk to a friend? That was her big brother. I'm like, damn, I know you from somewhere. Know you from somewhere. Said the girl name. What the fuck going on? He told Vel, man, don't say you saw me here and I helped you. Part 7, the last one.
We finna watch. He said the last one, he got a part 8 though.
Man, this part 7, how my homeboy got turned out. You hear me? So, long story short, the pimp came in the shed after they got done with my homeboy, you know what I'm saying? Violated him the wrong way. So, he was like, man, you disrespected me by disrespecting my sister. And you disrespected me twice as hard because my sister is my family. And your brother disrespected me by running off with the money that he owed me. So he said, you know something? No matter how many dudes, how long, how short, how tall, how small they is, they gonna run up in you until my debt is collected. So one day, like I said, he was on the gone for about 2 days. Like I said, my homeboy was a womanizer, you feel me? He had a different type of women, so me and his mama, we just thought that was normal, you feel me? Because he'd be gone for about 3 days, so a little female house come through. And all of a sudden, his brother just end up dipping, you hear me? But his brother ended up getting locked up later on in Florida because he tried to traffic drugs and try to sell drugs, so he locked up. But like I told you, the drug dealers trying to pimp my homeboy out. So it was different dudes up in there, man. And my homeboy said, man, you ever hated something so bad that you start to like it? And that shit hit me hard, you hear me? My homeboy was starting to like this shit.
I never hated something so bad I started to like it. I'm just saying, I never hated something so bad. That's just me though. Well, that's it. You feel me?
It was forced up on him, but he was starting to like it, you hear me? So what happened was this, man, it was a John came through, right? And all the niggas kept telling my homeboy, look him in his eyes because he had green eyes, you feel me? So a black head with green eyes.
So, like I said, he still cuffed wrist to ankles. You feel me? So they just pay a fee, come up in there, junk, do what the fuck they want to do. You heard this? So it was a dude came up in there, junk. He was telling my homeboy, look him in his eye. I heard you got colorful eyes. So my homeboy just tired, he didn't look up, and his eyes got big. And dude looked at him, he was like, "How I know you from somewhere?" So my homeboy said he said the girl name, and dude was like dude was shocked. You feel me? So he was like, "I'll tell you something. If I get you out of this, promise me you gotta swear that you won't say anything that you saw me here. Promise me." So Phil was like, "I promise." He was just like that little bit of hope he been praying to God and hoping that he could either die or he could get out there alive and in peace. And he said, "Man, whoever thought that your past would come back and help you in your future. So it's not what you know, it's who you know and how they know you." So, man, that dude that he met, that he was telling me about, was, remember that girl that I told you, he told me to come over her house because her friend was coming to town? That was her brother. Her brother was there to help. Part 8.
Man, you said part 7 was the last one.
This part 8, how my homeboy got turned out. So, yeah. The dude who was there was his ex-girlfriend's brother. The one who he dumped to go talk to Sade. That was her brother. The one who he invited me over there to go talk to her friend while they was on the couch smoking and holding hands. Her brother. You hear me? So he paid the drug dealer a significant amount. I'm not really sure. He don't even know how much he paid him. He can only guess, but he not sure. He paid the drug dealer a significant amount so he could take my homeboy Velvin home. So you know what I'm saying? They cut the things and all this shit. My homeboy was so weak he couldn't even run the fight if he wanted to. So dude took him to the crib, got him cleaned up. He told Velvin, he said, "Bro, please, swear to me you ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't gonna say nothing, you ain't gonna mention my name." So Velvin was like, "I won't." And so then he was trying to drop Velvin off at homeboy, at least around the corner so he could walk home, but my homeboy couldn't walk. So he dropped him off at I can't say that because then y'all can look up the article and see. I ain't trying to put my home on blast like that. Dropped him off at the Kmart. Called 911. We was in the hospital. And my homeboy, there was like a terrible look, a terrible sight. You hear me? Pumpkin face. You hear me? His anus was so swole, it took 2.5 months for the swelling to go down. He had internal bleeding. You hear me? They had to wire his mouth shut. They had to wire my homeboy mouth shut. The worst part about it was he contracted AIDS. Yeah, my homeboy got AIDS, you know, you feel me? But he alive, but, you know, he got that, you know what I'm saying? He got medicine for it. But this is really sad, you feel me? He was only 17 then. So, what happened was this, man. I'm summing it all up for you. The drug dealer ended up giving his own flesh and blood, cocaine, until she had a miscarriage. My homeboy talked to the police, you know what I'm saying? Gave him the best details that he could. They ended up talking to his brother down there who got locked up in Florida. Got the information from him. Ended up charging his brother with the crime too because he knew what was going on. And they ended up giving the drug dealer what? Shit. It was a lot of years. You feel me? I mean, you could look it up. A drug dealer who's running a sex trafficking ring who got arrested for attempted murder and 2 counts of murder. Yeah. But, so my homeboy lied, but, you know what I'm saying? He got that package. Appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? They helped me get this shit out of my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be releasing more story times. You hear me? But appreciate y'all.
Golly, that was crazy. That was nuts. It's crazy, like just the craziness that be going on in the hood, bro. Like that low key sad, but stuff like that be happening for real, man. Like, you know, it's well, apparently that was true. So that shows y'all like what goes on in the hood and low key sad. But yeah, y'all tell me what y'all think about that video in the comments, man. See you guys next video. Always remember.